Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Victoria and welcome to Pembroke Beauty. So today I have something super exciting for you. As you could tell by my shirt, which shout out to Target. It's a great shirt. Thanks, Mom. I am sharing with you the new palette from ColourPop called Just My Luck. So I talked about this in my last tutorial, which I will put right up there for you to watch. If you haven't already, you should. I talked about how I was going to buy this palette because it had just come out and how I was waiting for it to come in, and it has come in. And you know what's coming up? On Sunday is St. Patrick's Day, so I figured I really needed to get on my chart and get it out for you so that you would have it to watch and to potentially recreate. So after I bought the palette, I decided that I would go out on a whim and buy some lipsticks as well. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do some like little lip swatches for you at the end here. I'm going to stop talking and we are going to get into this palette. If you haven't already, you should subscribe. You should thumbs up this video if you do enjoy videos and me, myself, and moi. What was that song that came out before? It was like that country song, me, myself, and I. I'm gonna find it. My dad and I used to love that song, and I really want to hear it now that I think about it. Want to talk about number one. Oh my, me, my. Wanna thank. I want to talk about me. Anyway, thank you Toby Keith for that throwback. So now with all of that behind us, I'm going to move into the palette. So this is a close-up of the unicarton that the Just My Luck palette comes in. It is beautiful green, and this is the back. So this palette retails for $12, which is so cheap. It is cruelty-free, and you know, I love ColourPop, and so I had to get my hands on it because I don't know if you guys know this, but I really love green eyeshadow, and I have for a while. I have a lot of green eyeshadow looks on my YouTube already. So if you haven't seen them, you should definitely check them out. So this is the palette itself. It is like a really heavy duty plastic, but it's like not a bad plastic. It has the shade names on the back as well. And then when you open it up, it has a beautiful mirror in it, which I won't show you so I don't blind you, but these are the shades within. So I will put swatches at the very end of this video. I will probably do it while I like put eyeliner or something on. If I do that, I will show you all these swatches of the shades within, because I probably won't be able to use all of them in today's look, but I am absolutely obsessed with this. So if you can't tell, there are 5 matte shades and 4 shimmer shades, and they all look absolutely stunning. I'm obviously automatically drawn to this shade right here called Mary Jane, but Olive You, that one really calls to me too. Honestly, this whole palette is so cohesive, so beautiful. I really, really love it. The mirror, like I said, it's huge and just a really beautiful mirror. It's really good quality. And so for $12, you get 9 shades and a beautiful size mirror. I think that that is something to be proud of. So I really love this. I'm very excited. I love ColourPop eyeshadows. I have used them a ton of times before. I have a couple tutorials with them. So if you're interested, just go ahead and look for them on my channel. Go find them. But I'm going to jump into this look and just start because I've been rambling for too long and we need to just get into it. So let's do it. Okay, so you are all up in my face right now. So hopefully that this is a good distance for you. I'm just going to start. I have some dirty brushes. Don't judge me. I'm going to try and clean them as I go because obviously I probably won't use all of the ones that I have laid out. So we're just going to start. So I'm going to take chances are on this big fluffy Morphe blending brush, and it is just this beautiful like kind of light minty matte shade, and I'm just going to start laying this down in our crease as our transition shade. Greens I feel are kind of a hard thing to do transition shades for, unless you have like a really light green like this one. It's kind of hard unless you're kind of going olive-y to use a brown. It's kind of the same thing with blue. Like it's hard to put a brown shade down as a transition shade unless it's really, really light, because it tends to kind of dull out the outer color of the blue, and you kind of don't necessarily want that. Unless you're using like certain shades of blue, it's not the best look. So as you can see, it's kind of hard for you guys to see it, but in person, this is actually very pigmented. It's not insane, obviously, but it is kind of like a neon pastel mint. Yeah, I feel like that's actually a pretty good way to describe it. And so it's really beautiful. It's going on very pigmented. Obviously, I also have face makeup on. I don't know if I told you guys that. It's like late at night right now. So I decided to just leave on the face makeup I had and take off my eyeshadow. And that's why my eyes are a little red. So that is the Mint Chances Are shade. It went on beautifully. It was very pigmented, blended out very easily. There's no like chunking or anything like that. I'm going to stick with the same brush and I'm going to go into the second shade right here, which is called Kiss My Ass, which is pretty funny. And it's kind of like, wow, that's super pigmented. It's kind of like a slightly deeper version of the shade that we just used. It does have some blue reflect, it looks like, in it, but I don't think that that will show up when you blend it on the eye. So as you can see, this is incredibly pigmented. I really appreciate that. This is going on beautifully. I'm just going to build that up a little bit in the outer, or in the middle of our crease and right on the outer edge, just kind of blending it right into the shade Chances Are that we just laid down. Chances are I love this. So sometimes green can kind of be a hard color to blend, and I feel like a lot of people are scared to use green, and you definitely shouldn't be. I think that it is a very flattering shade as long as you use it correctly. I think that it can be really pretty on the eyes. Like on green eyes, I think it's really pretty. Blue eyes, pretty. But brown eyes especially, I think that it's really beautiful, and I don't think enough people use it. I think that it can really, like, I don't know. I just really, really like the look of green eyeshadow, at least on myself. I think that it's beautiful. And I mean, maybe that's a little like, but I really do like how green eyeshadow looks. So I have a little bit of fallout. I don't know if you can see it. I have some right here in that area. I'm just going to dust it away. I now changed to this more round top brush from the Morphe Beautiful in Bronze set, and I'm going to go into the shade Act Natural, which is just a deeper version, I feel like, of the shade that we just used. And I'm going to go straight in on the outer corner and just really intensify that right here. And I'm literally just taking this and doing like a teeny tiny little circular motion, and you can just see how the pigment built. So now I'm going to drag this in, keeping it really low in our crease, and you can just see like how much more intensity that brought than on the other side. So like with this size brush, it like fits so well right here in your outer corner. You don't even really have to do anything other than just kind of smudge it right on there, which I really like. This is insanely pigmented and stunning. So I have a little bit of fallout right here, but nothing major. Yeah, so that's stunning. So beautiful. Ooh, I love that. So again, you don't have to be super concerned like your lid, because we're just going to put one of these other beautiful shimmery shades on it. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with a Luxie 121 mini tapered brush, and I love these little brushes. I think that they're really good. I got it in a BoxyCharm a while ago, and it came in like a set of 3 or something, and they're like the best investment ever. So if you are on the market for little brushes, I recommend these ones. So I'm now going to go in with the Mo Bamba shade, and it is the deepest green, like true green in the palette. That's matte. As you can see, there was a little bit coming off in the actual pan itself, and there's a little bit now on my face, but that is okay. It is a dark shade and it's incredibly pigmented. So I'm just taking this right into the outer corner, really focusing it like in the lower crease. You can see in the pan there is some kickback. Honestly, that does not bother me at all, but for some people it might bother. There is some from the other shades as well, but I think that might be the most. But again, it's the most pigmented shade in here probably, and I am not surprised. Pigment has kickback, so if you are one of those people who really hates it, just realize it means your shadow is really pigmented. So, and I understand, like, if you are someone who likes really, really expensive makeup and it has a ton of kickback, then I understand. Like, yeah, sure, it has a ton of kickback. You spent $175 on it. yeah, you better be getting all of your money out of it. But for something like this, $12, and it has a little bit of kickback, but it gives you an amazing quality shadow, I really don't think that's a huge deal, and I think that maybe you should relax a little. But that's just my opinion. I'm going to go back in with the big round top brush, and I'm just going to use this to kind of buff out the very edge of the green that we just put down. So now I'm going to take a little bit of this right underneath my eye, right in the outer edge, bring it a little bit through as well, just for fun. And as you can tell, I'm kind of like pulling it out. So I'm just really quickly going to put the Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in Black Fever in my waterline, just because I do feel like this is a smoky look, and I could do green, but I kind of don't want to do green. I kind of want to do the black. So you could do white as well, or do nothing. I'm going to drag a little onto my actual under eye really gently, and we will smoke that out. Okay, so I'm going to do something a little backwards than what I usually do. I'm going to finish the under eyes first. I'm going to go into the shade right here called Charmed, and it is like this really deep, kind of throw-up-y looking olive matte shade. And I'm going to go in with this Morphe Beautiful, holy moly, did you just see that? It is the Morphe Beautiful in Bronze, like little, I don't know, eyeliner brush. And I'm just going to take a little bit of this and really get that really close to my lower lash line and just really get it in there and on top of the liner that we just put down and really smudge it out all the way to the inner corner, just like that. So this is really pigmented as well, hence the fallout, I'm sure. Okay, so I'm going to go in with this little 141 brush from Luxie, and I'm going to go into a little bit of Mo Bamba and a teeny bit of Charmed as well, because I'm really going to focus on blending that down. So right on where that becomes like kind of a line, I'm really going to focus it right in there and just drag it down, doing little windshield wiper motions, and this will make it incredibly smoky, and that's exactly what I want. I love that. Okay, so now with that being said, I'm going to go in with a little bit more from the 121 brush into Charmed, and I'm going to put this now on my upper outer crease. It's right here in the outer corner, I think, just a little bit. I don't want to use a lot of this shade because it's not really the kind of look that I'm going for, but I do want to use a little bit just to deepen the whole look. Again, just doing little circular motions right out here, keeping it lower and towards the lash line. Really want to smoke that out. So if any of you were concerned that this doesn't look green, it totally does look green. Especially blended into the other shades. It's really just like the perfect deep green to add some smoke to your look, which is exactly what I'm using it for, and it's working very well. So I really like how dark, ooh, I really like it. All right, now I want to go into the shade I Love You with this Lottie London brush, and I'm going to take it, and hopefully I want to try and use every shade in this palette. Why not? So I'm really going to focus this right here, like on this outer part of our lid, kind of doing it a little backwards maybe. This is incredibly pigmented. It is beautiful. I'm using it dry. If you want to use it wet, I'm sure it would be even more beautiful. But it's going on like a dream right now, and I'm very pleased. We will blend around it, so don't be concerned that there's like kind of a harsh line. I'm now going to go into the shade 50/50 and add this right next to it. So this is more of like a true green as opposed to an olivey green. Yeah, you can see it really there, like how different it is. And I'm going to go into the shade Big Banks right here, which is a lighter, more like grassy green kind of. It's got a little bit more mint, a little bit more blue in it, but not like teal, but just a little bit more blue. That's so pretty. I actually really like how that like fades. So now I'm going to finish off the upper lid, and I'm going in with this e.l.f. concealer brush and into Mary Jane, and it is just this vibrant neon green yellow shade. And I'm just going to place this right into the inner corner, inner third of our lid, just fading it into Big Banks. This one feels a little bit drier than the other ones did. So this one might benefit from being wet a little bit, or maybe being applied with your finger. It's not bad, it's okay. Like, how cool does that look? Wow. I'm going to quickly clean off the fallout on my face and I will be right back. Okay, so I cleaned off the fallout and put a little bit more of my setting powder on just to make sure that it's not ugly. And I'm going to go in again with the 141 mini round brush with nothing on it. Just, I'm going to go right along the edges of where we put the shimmer, like right into our crease, and just make sure that there's no harsh lines between the matte and the shimmer shades. This is a really good brush to use to do so because it is so small, it will really not disturb too much. If you go in with like a huge brush, you run the risk of really like messing up all of the beautifulness that you put on. So I want to go in with a little bit more of Mary Jane on this e.l.f. concealer brush, and I'm going to use that as my inner corner highlight, but I also will probably top it with something else because it is a little dark for a highlight, but it is so cool. I wanted to do so. And I'm just going to bring that, it's like Nickelodeon slime color. That's totally what I think of when I see this shade. Isn't that something that everybody wanted when they were little? That's all I ever wanted, was to be slimed. Okay, so because we used the Kat Von D one last time, I figured I would use this one this time. So this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Moonchild palette, and it is so stunning. Mine is so destroyed because I use it a lot. You can see I've hit pan on Star because that's like probably my favorite shade in here. So I'm going to go into the shade Lucky Clover, and I'm going to use this to highlight my inner corner, my brow bone, and I'm going to highlight my face as well. Okay, so obviously I finished up the eyes. All I did was add some lashes and add some mascara, and so they are completely done. I am absolutely in love with how this turned out. Give this video a thumbs up if you do too. I think that it is actually stunning. Like, this is such a gorgeous palette. Do I recommend it? 185,000%. Yes, of course I do. This is just incredible. The pigmentation on every single shade, all of the shimmers are incredibly stunning, easy to work with. All of the mattes blend so nicely. I mean, you guys watched me do it. It is such an easy palette to work with. It was not a struggle. It took me not much time at all. Honestly, this is a gorgeous palette. If you are someone who loves green, I highly suggest that you get it. If you are someone who wants to dabble into greens, I definitely recommend you get this palette. Like I have said before, greens have a tendency to be a little bit more difficult than you want them to be to blend, and sometimes the pigmentation can lack, and sometimes it's hard to find a palette that has a good range of greens. Like sometimes, I know we've all seen those palettes that have like the 85 brown shades and then one blue shade or one green shade, and it's like, that's great, but it's hard to build a look around that is blendable and makes a whole look cohesive. And I think that's the beauty of this palette, is that it really does have every shade that you'll need to make a complete cohesive look out of greens. That's something that you're gonna need. If you have made it through this entire video, you are a true trooper. I really appreciate it. If you did enjoy what you saw, definitely give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already, you should subscribe to this channel. And comment any suggestions you have for me down below. I would love to do some hair videos if you want to see them. I don't know what kind of hair videos you want to see. Do you want to see me do curls? Do you want to see me do braids? Do you want to see me do, I don't know, pigtails? What do you want to see? I will do it. Just let me know. And if you haven't already, you should follow me on Instagram. You can vote on there. Sometimes I do like polls and stuff, and you can see when I upload. Also, you should ring the bell. There's a lot of things you should do, but you should definitely do all of them. They're not hard. They're easy. I will see you in my next one. Bye. Hello enough. Ain't no river enough. Howdy folks, how y'all doing? I am so glad to be here with you right now, right today, right here on this beautiful day to share with you some of my amazing new things that I just bought from ColourPop. Aren't y'all excited? Do I sound like a southerner? I don't even know. Like, do I sound like somebody who would just be so daft that it's like so hard for them to even function? Or like what? Like, I don't know. Which one do you like more?